Hey, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Just working on my setup here. Just working on my setup. How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? Excuse me. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, say yes. If you can hear me, say yes. How you doing, Tori? Brian, how you guys doing? Just let me know if you can say, let me know if you hear me. That's all I need to know. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay. So we got some breaking news coming up today. So I just want to give everybody a chance to sign on in. Appreciate that. Let me get my notes ready before we go live. Let me just get my stuff ready real quick before we go live here. Got some breaking news that I want to discuss. Also want to talk about free agency, but I want to be focusing on the Clippers right now. And then I'm going to get to some other news. So let's just allow everybody to catch up to this live. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. We'll appreciate that greatly. And let's just wait for everybody to come on in here. Let me just get all this information going. Make sure you check in and let us know where you're coming in from while I get all this information ready for you guys here. We got some breaking news here. Something that I thought was going to happen, to be quite honest with you guys. Now, excuse the sun. Okay, so the sun is going to be moving around a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this down a little bit and then get this kind of dealt with real quick while we wait. Okay, good. I think you guys can see me. Let me see how many people are in here. We got 90 people. How you guys doing? Chicago, what's good? Hey, how you guys doing? Marco's also here. Say what's good to Marco. Let me see who else is in here. Marvin, how you doing? Marvin, how you doing? Mark Law, OG Flash, what's good? Paul George, what's good? Paul George, what's good? Real nonstop talent, Puerto Rico in the house, what's good? Welcome in, welcome in. So let's just give it about 2 minutes. Let me just prepare my notes. Let me get everything ready for you guys, and we're going to get it going. This is a bit of a breaking news, and I just saw the notification from ESPN and Adrian Wojnarowski. It's on Instagram, so you guys can check that out if you guys want to see it. It's also on ESPN, so you guys can definitely check that out. It's going to be some breaking news I want to discuss a little bit here. So let's just allow everybody to catch in, and make sure you hit the likes, and let's give it about another minute or so. Let me allow everybody to come on in. The Pull Up, what's good? Basketball Podcast, how you doing? Hey, welcome in, man. Tejan, welcome in. What it do? NBA, MBS TV, Merck, LLC, welcome in. Love from Phoenix, Arizona, welcome in. Appreciate that. Guy from SM. We miss Clippers news. Yeah, listen, I think the Clippers have just been quiet and patient. I think the Clippers have just been quiet and patient, and they're doing their own thing. So let me allow everybody to catch up to this live here while I get my notes ready. I think we're going to have a pretty good live here. Let's just give it a few seconds. Let me just wait for a few people to come on in here. Let's just give them a few minutes. Y'all just give it a few seconds here. Okay, let me see. How we doing? Hey, Mike, how you doing? Welcome in. Lakers won't win it. It's all hype. Kawhi's re-signing now. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get to all of that. I just want to give it about 30 more seconds and we'll get going. 30 more seconds. Make sure you don't forget to hit the like button. Let's give it 30 more seconds and we'll get it started. Again, for the people that are coming in right now, we're talking about Reggie Jackson, who has decided to re-sign with the Clippers. This is the news that we're getting from Adrian Wojnarowski and ESPN. There's some pretty big news here. So let's just give it a few seconds here. Let's give it about 10 more seconds and we'll get it started. 10 more seconds. Pennsylvania, welcome in. Hey, appreciate that, Malik. Appreciate that. Bobby Schmer. Bobby Schmurda. Yeah, he deserves that bag, man. Absolutely. Last year, the guy took the veteran minimum exception. Let me tell you guys exactly how much Reggie Jackson was earning last season, because looking at it now, it almost looks criminal. Let me pull it up right here. Clippers payroll. Okay, so let's get it started. Okay, we waited 5 minutes. So anyway, once again, we're going to be talking about Reggie Jackson. We're going to be talking about some Nicolas Batum news. We're also going to be talking about the some of the moves that have been happening in the Western Conference especially with the free agency right now. I'm going to be taking some of your questions as we come in, but right now I want to talk about the Reggie Jackson thing. So again, make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. If you guys want to know where I'm getting this information from, just go to Instagram. You'll see it there. Adrian Wojnarowski just announced it, but you can also check on ESPN. You should be able to get the information there. Anyway, let me get into this trade here, this news here. So anyway, so it looks like the Clippers are going to re-sign Reggie Jackson. This is huge news. This is huge, 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 huge news. Okay, this is huge news, and I'll tell you why. The Clippers just finished coming from a Western Conference Finals. They were 2 wins away from going to their first NBA Finals. 2 wins away. They won an additional 4 games or 5 games without their best player in Kawhi Leonard. I think anybody that was looking at the Clippers this year in the playoffs, from the second round on, I think it was clear to see that Lawrence Frank, Jerry West, Steve Ballmer, and Tyronn Lue, including Kawhi Leonard and these guys, put together the deepest team in the NBA. I really don't think that this is a question. The Clippers were one of the best constructed teams in the NBA. Seriously. They had a perfect system that they were running, featuring a plethora of 3-point snipers. For those of you guys who have forgotten, I think a lot of people are kind of buying into this hype of what's happening with the Lakers. Let me say this again. The Clippers, as it stands, or as it was last season, had 9 players. Let me just say this for you guys. They had 9 players that were shooting close to or above 40% from 3. They had 9 players. They had Marcus Morris Sr. was the second best 3-point shooter in the NBA if we're talking about percentages wise. Paul George shot over 40%. Reggie Jackson, let me give you guys this, because I think a lot of people have they've kind of lost sight of what just happened in the regular season. Okay. Reggie Jackson for the Clippers in 67 games. He was also available in 67 games. He played 67 of the 72 games. He scored 10.7 points. He shot 82% from the free throw line. He shot 43% from 3 and 45% from the field, getting you 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Okay, the Clippers were by far the deepest team in the NBA. By far. It wasn't even close. How do I know this? Because what other team in the NBA will lose their best player against the number 1 seed in the league and still beat that team? What team would be able to replace those 30 or 25, those 30 plus points that Kawhi Leonard was giving them? Name the team that was able to do that. It wasn't the Lakers. The Lakers were not the deepest team. The moment Anthony Davis went down, there was a significant drop-off on the Lakers roster, especially from an offensive standpoint if we're looking at efficiency. Because essentially, all you had left was LeBron James. Anthony Davis was too much of a loss to overcome. But the Clippers, they lost their best player, the most efficient player in the playoffs, who led the playoffs in field goal percentage of any player attempting over 19 shots per game. Kawhi Leonard was shooting 57% from the field. Let me repeat that. 57%. That's higher than Giannis, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, all of them. He had the number 1 PER in the playoffs. They lose him, and they're still able to lean on their depth in Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson, Nicolas Batum, Marcus Morris Sr., all of these guys. And not only were able to stay afloat, they were able to advance to the next round. So if I'm the team president or the head of basketball operations, my strategy going into the offseason is very simple. It's very simple. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. What I'm saying to myself is run it back. Run it back. I don't need to do anything else except run it back. I know the only thing that stopped me was health. I know the only thing, sorry about that. I had to open the window. It was getting too hot. The only thing that stopped me was health. Given the fact that health was the number 1 reason my team didn't advance, I don't need to do any major shakeups. If you look at the Lakers roster, it looks like as if they blew it up. It looks like the Lakers blew up their roster and started all over again. That's essentially what they did. They blew up their roster. They brought in so many new pieces, which will need to be integrated. They're bringing in a lot of pieces that don't fit. They need to be integrated, and there's going to be a learning curve. The Clippers said, we don't need to do any of that. What we need to do is re-sign Reggie Jackson. So according to the report that I'm getting here from Adrian Wojnarowski, free agent Reggie Jackson plans to sign with the Clippers for a 2-year, $22 million deal, basically paying him $11 million a year, to return to the Los Angeles Clippers as soon as allowable at 6 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. This is huge news. Now, let me tell you guys just how much Reggie Jackson was being underpaid. Last season when he signed with the Clippers, he took the veteran minimum. With the Clippers, they were paying him $1.6 million to play with the Clippers. $1.6 million before taxes. And if you live in California, Reggie Jackson was earning probably $1 million. $1 million to play with the Clippers. $1 million compared to what some of these other guys are getting. So he was grossly underpaid. Grossly. And now they're willing to pay him basically 11 times what he was earning last year. 11 times. So the Clippers, what they've done is significant. I'll tell you why. Whether or not Kawhi Leonard comes or goes, they were going to need to replace that production. Kawhi Leonard, who I believe is going to re-sign with the Clippers, is not going to be available for about 80 to 85% of the season. The Clippers are going to need to be able to generate offense, or rather replace his offense. They needed to get Reggie Jackson. They needed it. They needed it. So them going out there getting Reggie Jackson is a huge move. A huge move. Huge. The Clippers are not changing their roster. All they're doing is running it back. That's all they're doing. When Chris Paul re-signed with the Phoenix Suns, he put a post, run it back. Run it back. If your team was 2 wins away from the Western Conference Finals, why in the hell would you not do everything in your power to ensure you bring back the exact same team? Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. We're talking about Reggie Jackson, who's going to be re-signing with the Clippers today. We're talking about Reggie Jackson, who's going to be re-signing with the Clippers for a 2-year deal for $22 million. via Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. That's what we're talking about. Make sure you guys hit the like buttons to get the notifications out. So that's what we're talking about here. Now, we recently just put a poll on our channel. Which I'm going to refer to momentarily here, to sort of get the temperature of what people think, or what people think currently of the free agency market. And currently, I asked the question, about 200 people voted, are the Clippers quietly winning free agency with signing Nicolas Batum and Reggie? 46% of the people said no. 46% of the people said no. Let me tell you guys exactly what's happening. As I said, these are the teams that I think are winning free agency, actually. I think the Chicago Bulls are doing a masterful job, because essentially what they're doing is retaining Zach LaVine, retaining him. They got younger. They added some veteran experience, and they added depth. Chicago is getting better. Number one, Chicago got better. The Miami Heat got better. They signed Kyle Lowry. They re-signed Jimmy Butler. They signed Marquise, I think is Marquise Morris, Marcus Morris Sr.'s brother, who's a hell of a player. They added him to that team, and they just got Victor Oladipo for 1 year. The Miami Heat people are talking about some other stuff. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. The Miami Heat got better. The Miami Heat are going to be a factor, and they signed PJ Tucker, who just came off of a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. People are not, this is how you know that most people don't really know their basketball. They're pointing to teams that people are telling you on TV instead of really going out there and look at the teams that actually these are the teams that got better. The Lakers are just replacing talent with new talent. They lost a lot of key contributor. I think people are confused. Listen, the Lakers lost Montrezl Harrell, Marquise Morris, KCP, Kyle Kuzma, and who's the last guy? Kyle Kuzma and Alex Caruso. These were energy guys that played defense, especially Morris, KCP, and Caruso. Those are big-time losses. And you just lost some serious championship experience. So they lost them, and they replaced them for some pieces that we will have to see fit. They got Dwight Howard, who I think is going to help them, their second unit. He's not going to help. Dwight Howard is not going to be a starter. And they lost Andre Drummond. He's certainly not going to help Markieff. Thank you. Appreciate that. Markieff. He's certainly not going to help their spacing. I've heard a lot of people, when I talked about the Lakers got worse as a shooting team, I've heard a lot of people come and tell me they'll list the three-point shooters that they've added. They'll bring 4 or 5 three-point shooters that they added to the team. And they got Trevor Ariza. Forgetting that, we're not talking about the players you added. We're talking about the lineups you're using. This is what we're discussing. We're talking about the lineups you're using and how versatile those lineups are. If you're talking about the Lakers bench being a very versatile three-point shooting bench, you got me. Last time I checked, the starters play 2/3 of the minutes every single game. So if I'm looking at the Lakers starting lineup, I'm trying to help some people here. The Lakers have, people are confusing this thing. The Lakers have LeBron James, who was there. They have Anthony Davis, who was there. They lost Andre Drummond. So I'm assuming you're starting Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol, who was a backup center who sometimes barely played last year. who sometimes barely played last year. You have Marc Gasol, and you have Russell Westbrook. All of these players that you're talking about that are joining the Lakers, and maybe Trevor Ariza, all of these players that are taking a veteran minimum to go play with these Lakers, please help me understand, how are they fitting in that starting lineup? How are they fitting? You have two players that are decent three-point shooters in your starting lineup. You have LeBron James, and you have Trevor Ariza. And you have Marc Gasol, who can pick and pop, who's as slow as paint drying on the wall. So you're talking about all of these players that they're adding, but it doesn't help your cause. The Lakers got worse as a shooting team. Let me give you guys a distinction. Let me draw a parallel for you guys. We're talking about the Reggie Jackson trade. We're talking about Nicolas Batum. We're going to be talking about Kawhi Leonard. We're also talking about the Western Conference for the people that are coming in. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come into this live. Let me continue here. I want to give you guys a difference in lineups. And you tell me, what lineup would you rather have if you're playing in today's NBA? We're not playing in the 90s. We're not playing in the 80s. We're not playing in the early 2000s. We're playing in 2021. Let me give you the lineups, and you tell me which one do you want. You have Russell Westbrook. You have LeBron James, Trevor Ariza, Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol. That's your one lineup on one hand, okay? That's your lineup. On the other side, you have Patrick Beverley, who's a 40% three-point shooter, or Reggie Jackson, who's a 40% three-point shooter. But you have Patrick Beverley, you have Paul George, you have Kawhi Leonard, you have Marcus Morris Sr., or you have, Marcus Morris Sr., Serge Ibaka, or Nicolas Batum. Of these two lineups, which one is the more versatile lineup? Everybody I just named to you on that Clippers lineup is shooting above 35%. If they go to their death lineup and bring in Nicolas Batum, I don't know what people are thinking these days. If you watch the playoffs, which I hope some people did, do you realize that the Clippers small ball lineup was virtually unbeatable? They were virtually unbeatable. The small ball lineup with, what's his name? Patrick Beverley, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris Sr., was unbeatable. They could switch everything. Literally everything they could switch. And they had about 4 players on the floor that could shoot 40% from the three. How do you beat a team like that? People are talking about trading 2s for 3s. You can't do that. And secondly, the most efficient player on that court, if you're talking about the Lakers starting 5 and the Clippers starting 5, the most efficient player would be Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is the highest. He would be shooting the highest field goal percent. I don't know what people are looking at when they're analyzing basketball. I don't know if they're looking at the back of the jerseys, the names on the jerseys, or they're actually looking at what's actually going to happen on the court. Kawhi Leonard would actually be the leading field goal percentage shooter if he was on the floor, because he will be able to play one-on-one. You can't double Kawhi Leonard. You can't double Kawhi Leonard when you have Paul George, Patrick Beverley, or Nicolas Batum, or Marcus Morris Sr. shooting close to 40. You can't double them. And the best part of it is they would be able to guard you, and they would be able to force you to make threes. If the strategy is to beat the Clippers shooting 2s, it wouldn't work. They were dominating the Dallas Mavericks in the paint. They were dominating them until they brought in a 7'2", 7'3" Boban. Until they brought him in. Then the Clippers said, you know what? This is what you're going to do? No problem. Keep him on the floor. And we're going to sit up here and trade 2 for 3s. We'll trade 2 for 3s. They were dominating them. So the Clippers did not need to add anything new. What they needed to do was bring back everybody, which brings me to Nicolas Batum. I think Nicolas Batum, resigning Nicolas Batum for 2 years, is one of the most underrated free agency moves that has happened all free agency. And I'll tell you why. The resigning of Nicolas Batum is just as impactful, or rather, the resigning of Nicolas Batum and Reggie Jackson is just as impactful as getting Russell Westbrook. Some casual fans are not going to understand what I just said. The casual NBA fan will not understand what I just said. The casual NBA fan will not understand what Nicolas Batum actually brings to a basketball team that is in contention of a championship. If you watch basketball, you will know exactly how valuable Nicolas Batum actually is. His net value to a team, is on par with some all-stars. The net value that he brings to the team, the net positive. Why? Because Nicolas Batum can play. Let me pull up Nicolas Batum's numbers. Nicolas Batum, I think I have his stats here. Nicolas Batum, okay, is the Draymond Green of the Clippers. Maybe that will help people understand what I'm talking about here. Nicolas Batum is the Draymond Green of the LA Clippers. Draymond Green is not going to outstat you. Draymond Green, somebody said this channel is made of people that have low IQ, and you're here, so I guess you're one of them. What are you talking about? So listen, if the channel is made of people low IQ, why are you here? What are you here to enlighten us or point that out? What are we talking about here? It's made of a channel of low IQ as in terms of what? Why are you here? What does that make you? Like, I mean, come on. What are you talking about? You're here, you're watching us. You don't agree with anything that's being said, yet you're watching. The least you could have done is super chatted that stupid comment you just made. Anyway, that's the least you could have done. So everybody would have seen it. Anyway, as I was saying, about Nicolas, he is basically what Draymond Green is to the Warriors. This guy in the playoffs got you 8 points, nothing amazing, but with those 8 points, he was shooting 49% from the field. He shot 39% from the three. He was shooting 82% from the free throw line, getting you 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.3 steals. And I think in one of those elimination games, he had 5 blocks. I think he had 5 blocks in that game. Nicolas Batum is a Swiss Army knife for the Clippers. Now they get Reggie Jackson. Guys, let me tell you something. These are my thoughts. And I said it in a video, and some people got upset. Let me tell you something. If the Clippers were not even at full strength without Kawhi Leonard, I would still give them a puncher's chance to beat the Lakers. A fully healthy Lakers. Some people think that's controversial. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the names on the jerseys. I'm looking at how are these teams going to play, and I'm looking at playing styles. And which team's pieces fit together better. The Clippers are a well-oiled machine. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tori. I appreciate that. They are a well-oiled machine. Go look at their offensive efficiency. They were top 5 in field goal percentage. They were number 1 in 3-point percentage. They were number 1 in free throw percentage. They could gang rebound. I don't see how you can beat this team when last season the Lakers were making about 11.5 threes per game. Is it that 3-pointers don't matter anymore? On Ball Reference, if you compare all the superstar playoff efficiency to Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi beats all of them. This is why Max. Mark, thanks for that point. But some people don't even realize that Kawhi Leonard was actually putting up more efficient numbers than Kevin Durant these playoffs. Kevin Durant was scoring more, but Kawhi Leonard was actually scoring more efficiently. Some people forget that. So this is my honest opinion. I think. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? I think I went out for a second. I think my internet. Yeah, I think my internet is messing up. Just give it a second. One sec, y'all. Okay, can y'all see me? I don't know what's going on with this internet right now. Okay, y'all can hear me. I don't know what's up with this internet. I think it's lagging right now. Just give me a second. Not really sure. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to just let it catch up. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet. Second. Just give me a second here. Let me try to restart the app. Not really sure why that is. Not really sure why that is. Y'all can. All right, let me do this. Can y'all hear me now? Somebody said Kanye. No, we can only hear you. Okay, just give it a second. I think the internet's going to come back in. Be out trashing his internet after this poor take. All right, I think the internet is coming back. I'm not sure if it cuts out. I may have to come back. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. I think it's back right now. Okay, yeah, we can hear me. We just can't see you anymore. All right, let me try to switch over. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign out. Yeah, I can hear you. Start the stream new. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start the stream again, guys. I'm gonna start the stream again. So just give me a second. I'm gonna be back online. I'm gonna be back online in like 2 minutes. Let me just start the stream. Back online. I'm gonna be back online in like